Hey everyone, Cory McArthur here. I am excited to be back with another video, and this is actually going to be one video in a series of videos where we take a look at what happened in the 2019 real estate market. And for those of you that are new here and don't know me, my name is Cory. I've been a top producing realtor in the London and surrounding area for almost the past 10 years. So thanks for tuning in, and for those longtime watchers, excited to have you here, excited to go over some of the numbers and trends that we saw and what we can expect in 2020. So let's jump into that. All right, we're gonna start by jumping into the number of sales, or the actual number of homes that changed hands in London in 2019. And there's a few things we want to look at. I mean, is it up? Is it down? How does it compare historically? And are there certain areas of London that are selling more homes than others? We saw 6,607 homes change hands in London proper, meaning not including any of the surrounding communities. We've been recording those numbers since 1978, I believe, and that's the third highest number of sales that we've had, only topped by 2016 and 2017. If we look back over the past 10 years, we can see that, the lowest number of sales was around 5,400 sales, and the highest was around 7,400 sales, which was that 2017. So about a 2,000 home spread in the number of sales. And you might think, well, why is that important? If we dig a little deeper and we begin to look at supply, or the number of new listings that are hitting the market, and we can see that here in this table, we'll see that there's just definitely been a trend downwards of the supply, or the number of new listings hitting the market over the past 10 years. And the demand, the number of sales, has just steadily been increasing. So we've just been compressing that, where supply has been dropping, demand has been increasing. Supply and demand have a big bearing on what's going to happen to things like prices and the number of units that are selling, and it's no different for real estate. So we're continuing to see that compression between supply and demand, and that the availability of homes for sale is shrinking. If we look specifically at 2019 and we look at kind of the supply and demand, you've probably heard a lot of people saying, oh, it's a seller's market out there. But where does that actually come from? How do we determine it's a seller's market? And there are a few factors, but one of the big ones that we look at is, out of the number of new listings that are hitting the market, how much of that is selling? And we see in 2019, 75% of all new listings are hitting the market. And you may have thought, well, it's actually should be higher than that, but that's actually quite high. If we look at a balanced market, where we want to see there's no real favor to the seller or the buyer, we usually want to see those numbers between 40% and 60%. So having that 75% is well above that 60% range, and it's indicating that there's just not enough supply out there to meet the demand of the buyers. So it's giving favor to the sellers, and that's definitely what we saw happen in 2019. Okay, let's take a quick look at the different areas of London, and whether there was more sales or less sales in certain areas, and whether it even really matters. So at some point in our board's history, I don't know if West London did something bad, but they got exiled from our kind of geographic charts, in the sense that we broke London into three areas. We broke it into the north, the south, and then the east. And we actually see that in the north, we had the highest number of sales, while East London had the lowest number of sales, and obviously South London kind of finished right there in the middle. But the reality is, it doesn't necessarily matter, because it's not like those areas are broken perfectly into the same amount of homes. What we would want to look at in a future video is to say, okay, North London had the highest number of sales. Are the housing prices the highest up there, or did they grow the most year over year, versus, let's say, East London that had the lowest number of sales? And that's something that we will cover in our next video when we talk about pricing. So that's it for this video, where we take take a look at the number of sales, 2019 overall was very much the same of what we have seen over the past 3 years, where we have seen the number of sales grow, and we continue to see that compression between supply and demand continues to grow here in London, which is a good thing. What we want to see is we want to see some of that supply grow in 2020 as well. Thanks for watching another video here. I hope you've enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next one.